These four power structures will transform your team meetings from random discussions into focused action. Most teams waste their precious 40 minutes on surface level discussions that change nothing. Teachers leave exhausted, problems stay unsolved, and 6 months later, you're having the exact same conversation. When teams master these four structures, three things happen. Teachers develop shared language that reduces isolation. Your focus compounds week over week, and decision fatigue, well, it disappears. If you've been following this series, you know we've been talking about the 80-20 structure for your meetings and how to design that 40 minutes of learning-focused dialogue. Hi friends, and welcome to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm John. I've been in education for nearly 30 years, and for the last decade, I've coached dozens of teams and leaders across multiple districts to collaborate more effectively. Now that you've carved out that 40 minutes of learning dialogue, let's master what to discuss during that precious time. So here's the blueprint that creates that transformation. The first power structure is the standards deep dive. So what if you could unpack any standard in 20 minutes and have every teacher aligned? Here's the protocol that makes it happen. First, examine the entire cognitive demand. So analyzing a tweet versus analyzing Shakespeare, same verb, completely different challenge. So stop focusing on the verb alone, look at what comes after. Second, create daily learning targets, not monthly goals that overwhelm kids, just the daily accessible chunks. Monday, I can identify 3 pieces of text evidence. Tuesday, I can explain how evidence supports a claim. So your students finally know what success looks like today. Third, develop success criteria together. Will students show mastery through a rubric, a checklist, an exemplar? When a struggling reader knows exactly what success looks like, they stop guessing and start achieving. And fourth, extract your power vocabulary, just to tier 2 and 3 words that unlock understanding. Here's the transformation that happens. When teams align on standards in this way, achievement improves. Well, that's just documented. But what teachers tell me matters most. The hard teacher, easy teacher complaints vanish because finally, everyone has the same expectations. Skip this structure, your data analysis becomes meaningless because everyone's measuring something different. The second power structure is assessment architecture. And let me just go ahead and destroy a myth right now. Isn't this just teaching to a test? No, teaching to the test is drilling kids on test questions. Assessment architecture ensures that the test actually measures what matters. 2 critical types: common summative assessments. These evaluate overall mastery at the unit's end, but these aren't enough. Common formative assessments, these provide continuous feedback during the learning. So a quick exit ticket Tuesday tells you who needs help Wednesday. That's where transformation happens. When teams create both of these assessments together, 3 shifts occur. First, data becomes more comparable because everyone measures identically. Second, you identify which strategy actually worked versus which teacher got lucky. And third, my kid versus your kid becomes our kids. I've seen this repeatedly. Teams that commit to common formatives see their failure rates plummet, often cut by more than half. Not because they lower standards, they finally catch struggles early enough to address them. The third power structure, lesson laboratory, and this is where collaboration becomes visible in classrooms. Most teams plan alone, teach alone, and struggle alone. But what if your best teaching moments become everyone's teaching moments? Here's the gradual release framework that makes this systematic. And here I'd like to reference one of my favorite books, Better Learning Through Structured Teaching by Fisher and Frey. Okay, the 4-part framework starts with I do. You model thinking, not just doing. This is 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes max. Show how you think through the problem, not just answer it. Then we go to we do. This is guided practice with strategic scaffolding. This is where most lessons fail because teachers skip it or just wing it. Plan this together. Then we go to you do together. This is structured collaboration where students need each other, not group work where one kid does everything. It's a collaborative effort. And finally, you do alone. This is independent mastery, and this is the goal. But here's the protocol that matters. Teams identify predictable struggle points together. Where will the kids hit the wall? That's where you concentrate collaborative planning. What modeling strategy unlocks understanding? Share it. What collaborative task requires actual collaboration? Design it. So the transformation, when students experience consistent scaffolding across classrooms, the gap shrinks. The struggling reader gets the same quality support everywhere. The advanced student gets consistent challenge. You're not planning every lesson together, just the critical ones. The unit introduction, the predictable misconceptions, the one that bombed spectacularly last year. The fourth power structure, student work analysis. This is where everything converges into action. Here's what usually happens. Teams look at student work, everyone shares opinions, and, well, nothing changes. But what if 15 minutes of analysis created immediate instructional changes? Here's the non-negotiable first step that most teams skip. Create the exemplar together first. Each teacher completes the actual assignment, and if you can't complete the assignment excellently, then that's problem number one. You got to fix it. Define proficient before examining student work. Now let's look at that 15-minute protocol that can actually drive change. You start with noticings for about 5 minutes. What patterns do you literally see? No judgments. 7 students didn't attempt problem 3. Most wrote one sentence instead of a paragraph. Just observe. Then inferences. This is about 5 minutes. What does this reveal about their thinking? They don't understand the question format. They need sentence stems for elaboration. Now you're getting somewhere. Then we bring it home with implications. This is about 5 minutes. What's the best next teaching move? Not 20 strategies. The one that addresses the core issue. Tomorrow we'll model that problem all using Think Aloud. Specific, actionable, immediate. The transformation, starting with observation, protects the vulnerable teachers. Nobody's attacking teaching. We're just studying learning. We're building shared understanding, and this creates collective efficacy. Most importantly, this drives tomorrow's instruction, not next year's. So how do you implement all 4 power structures without overwhelming your team? 2 approaches work. The unit cycle. Week 1, standard deep dive for upcoming content. Week 2, assessment architecture. Week 3, the lesson laboratory for crucial lessons. And week 4, student work analysis. Then repeat. This creates a predictable rhythm. The responsive cycle, on the other hand, examine your latest data. What's the biggest need? Choose that power structure. Go deep for 40 minutes. Document decisions. Next week, reassess and choose again. This stays responsive to the actual needs. Critical insight here. Pick one structure per meeting. Going deep on one beats skimming all 4. Teams that try covering everything weekly are absolutely exhausted. Teams focused on one at a time report clarity. Try the daily huddle as an optional accelerator. 5-minute standing meeting. What worked yesterday? But only if this energizes the team. We never want to exhaust the team. Here's your transformation plan. Download the Power Structures protocol pack below. All 4 protocols ready to implement tomorrow. This week, choose one power structure based on your most pressing need. Data's a mess? Standards deep dive. Kids failing assessments? Assessment architecture. Use your full 40 minutes on that single structure. Track this. How many actionable decisions emerge? Not, we should think about this, but tomorrow we will do this. Drop a comment which power structure would create the biggest impact for your team. I look forward to reading and responding to your comment because your success matters. Will you be the leader who transforms your teams from random discussions to focused action? Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.